Good morning, Year Fours. Welcome to a new week of work. I hope it's really going well with you guys. I do want to say I miss you terribly. I am putting the video on only for this one slide because I'm not sure if you can still remember me. And I want to explain what we'll be doing this week. And I want you guys to listen really carefully and focus every day when you do your work. It's very important to listen to these presentations before you do the worksheets, because this is my teaching. This is me in class teaching you, although the classroom is in your house now. And this explains to you so that you know exactly what to do. So let's have a look what we're doing this week. Okay, I haven't focused on spelling much lately, so this week we're going to start focusing on more spelling. You're going to have a sheet every day of high frequency words. Those are the words that's on that word wall in my classroom, the words that we read a lot in books, that we need when we write. It's words that often cannot be sounded out. You read them by sight. Most of you don't have a problem with these words when you read, but the spelling. So every day you need to practice them. I'm going to explain this sheet on my next slide, and I want you to listen carefully how to do it. Then we're going to start with listening and speaking about the weather, what a forecast looks like, and how to read it. Then we will focus specifically on spelling of the vowel digraph AI and AY. We will be talking about a poster, and I'll explain to you what a poster should look like. We're going to look at a few posters to see whether they are good posters, and then you will create your own one. We're going to revisit singular and plural nouns, which we did 2 weeks ago, but that's something we'll keep on practicing because the spelling is slightly tricky when you add the S in English. And lastly, we'll be reading some poems, and that will be just relaxing for you guys to listen to. It will be listening and speaking activities. So to start this week off, your first task will be your starter activity, which is the high frequency word activity. Then we're going to do a listening and speaking activity where I'll just be reading you a weather song. And then we're going to talk about understanding a weather forecast. There you'll see what the sheet looks like. On the one side, it has the words, and you're going to look at the word and say it. Then you're going to look at it, say it, and write it down. And guys, if it's a word that you're not familiar with the spelling of it, write it 3 or 4 times in that block, because some of you write quite small. So practice it a few times, and then lastly, you will fold back the left column, and then you'll ask somebody, mom or dad or your brother or sister, to read those words to you, and you then write it down without looking. That's what you will be doing every single day for the first 10 minutes. It should be a quick activity. So it's against time, put your stopwatch on and do it. Okay, there's our weather song and the weather forecast. Here we go. Before we start with the song, let's quickly have a look at these words, which are describing words for weather. Sunny, rainy, cloudy, hot, warm, cold, cool, windy, fine, mild, stormy. Quickly tell me which of those words are synonyms. I hope you can remember that synonyms are words with almost the same meaning. Yeah, words like warm and hot. You could even say sunny and warm. Words like cold and cool. And then the words fine and mild are also synonyms. Then I want you to quickly match up the antonyms, which is quite easy for you guys. Yes, words like cool and warm is antonyms. Words like mild and stormy are antonyms. So you can continue finding them. Right, here we go. I'm going to quickly read this weather song. I'm not going to sing it because I don't know the tune, and believe me, you don't want me to sing to you. Yesterday was wet and cold, and rainy was the weather. R-A-I-N-Y. Rainy, rainy, and rainy was the weather. Today the clouds are in the sky, and cloudy is the weather. Clouds, clouds all around, clouds, clouds all around. Clouds, clouds all around, and cloudy is the weather. But tomorrow will be better. Sunny will be the weather. S-U-N-N-Y. Sunny, sunny. Tomorrow will be much warmer. So here we go. In your pink GDE book, on page 93, you will find this chart of South Africa and the weather that is forecasted for each province. Quickly have a look over there and talk to somebody sitting close to you about what we see here. So what does the chart say about the weather in your province? Okay, so Gauteng, our province, is that tiny red spot there at the top half of the map. Okay, so it is 18 and 21. So is the weather really like that today? Maybe, maybe not. I think we are way cooler now in the evenings and in the mornings than 18. Okay, talk about the weather in other provinces. I'm going to take one example so that you know how to talk about it. I'm going to do the orange bit here at the bottom, the Eastern Cape, and I look at that picture and I then go to this weather symbols key, and I find that that cloud with the drops are the rain symbol. So it will be rainy in the Eastern Cape, and the temperature will only be 15 at the coolest, and then 22 when it's warm. So tell me, what clothes would the people in Eastern Cape wear in this kind of weather? And then you can discuss with mom or dad or somebody who's close to you, where is the weather the best and where is it the worst? Then you're going to turn to the next page, page 94. Over there, there's some comprehension activities I want you to do to see if you understand all about the weather. They ask you there on the left side to fill in the names of all the provinces and then write a describing word from the list we did before to describe the weather in that province. You don't have to do all 9. You can pick 5 provinces and write it down. And then on the right side, I would like you to look at the monthly rainfall chart over there. You have done data handling in maths before, so look at the rain and then you answer those questions in full sentences as much as possible. And then, of course, kids, please keep on reading. Please read page 38 and 39 in your English reader. We're going to start today. Our task 2 is the introduction to a poster. And what does a poster look like? That is what the word features mean. So once again, you start today with your high frequency words activity. It's sheet 2 today. Then we'll look at all the characteristics of a poster. And then we'll start with our vowel digraphs, and we will focus on AI today. Right, this is the information I found on the internet telling us what is the things we need on a poster or a leaflet. A leaflet is those little things that people usually hand out at traffic lights. It says that it should have short, snappy sentences or phrases. So no long paragraphs, nobody wants to read a lot, just short sentences. It should have an eye-catching layout. So when you see the poster or the leaflet, it should immediately catch your attention, draw your attention. The heading on that poster should be catchy, so it has to have some funky words to draw your attention once again to want to read it. It should have something to offer, obviously, because why would you have a poster otherwise? And then you need some attention-grabbing pictures or photographs to make you want to see what this is all about. Then at the end it says a final reminder of the product or the message. Yes, that's important, but I don't think that is so important. So what I did is I made a criteria list of what is the most important things that we need on a poster. Okay, it should clearly tell us what it's offering. So that would most probably be your heading. A catchy heading. So that heading offering you something should be written in a cool way, like in a funny way, or just in a way that makes you want to read more. And the letters should be bigger than the rest of your poster. Your poster should be colorful and have pictures to let kids and adults want to have a look at it. It should provide information, important information, like what is happening, where it's happening, when, and who can come there. And finally, it needs to have an interesting layout to once again draw your attention. The main point of a poster is you want people to look at it. So we've just done features that we've decided upon. Let's quickly have a look at a poster. Right, this poster that you see here that's also in your textbook. Quickly tell me, can you see immediately what it's about? Yes, it's celebrating spring. It's a big, big heading to show you what this poster is about. So what time of the year is spring? And what is the weather like in spring? Now guys, if you can't remember, spring is in September, and it's said on the poster as well. Now on your own, read all the information on this poster, and while you read, think about these things. Are all the words the same color and size, and which words are different and why? Okay, and does this poster look nice? You know, I don't like that word nice, so I would rather ask, does this poster look good? Is this a good or a great poster, and why? Okay, I'm going to use the criteria that we have decided upon to discuss this poster. So, is it offering something? For sure. Come and celebrate spring. And not only celebrate spring, and then the next two sentences tell you exactly what they want you to do. So that is the catchy headings, which is also in slightly bigger letters than the rest of the writing. So, do you like spring? Come and celebrate the good weather at our fair. So there you know, oh, it's going to be a fair, and that's where we will be celebrating the spring. It's offering you that. Okay, now I put a question mark next to the next criteria. Colorful and with pictures to draw the attention. Now, is this poster colorful? Yes, for sure. All the information is written in different colors. But I thought maybe they could have added more pictures of the things that they're offering at this fair, like the rides on the buses or some of the homemade cakes. That flower there, yes, shows us it's spring, but they could have made it a bit more interesting. What do you guys think? Then providing information, for sure. It's telling us where it is, when it'll be happening, from what time, what is happening, and it even tells us what you will have to pay for entrance. Then lastly, interesting in its layout. I thought it was quite good. An interesting way of putting the picture between the writing. As we just said, maybe they could have added a bit more pictures on this poster. Okay guys, so that was just the intro to a poster. We'll do more about it tomorrow. Now we're moving on to vowel digraphs. I'm going to talk about both the AI and the AY, and I'm going to explain the two different spellings all in one sitting so that you don't get confused because they sound exactly the same. So here is the story about AI and AY. They are called the bossy A's. So those two ladies, they are twins, and they are married to Mr. I and Mr. Y. These two women are very bossy. They always come first and they keep their husbands silent. You remember I've been playing you the song When Two Vowels Go Walking. The first one does the talking in classroom. So the rule says when two vowels go walking, and you guys remember what vowels are, right? It's the A, E, I, O, and U in the alphabet. So when both of them are together in a word, it's always the first one doing the talking. But of course, how it works in English is there's always exceptions to the rule. I'll come to that just in a while. So you get AI and AY. So how are you going to know when to use which one when you spell words? So here is the trick. AI goes in the middle, meaning if you think about the word rain, you get the R and then AI and then N. So you just hear the A sound, so rain, but the AI is in the middle between two consonants. And then the AY is usually at the end of a word. Think of play, stay, day, may. You do get an exception, like if you think of the word play, you sometimes add a tail onto the word, which makes it player or playing or played. So just remember, sometimes the word could get a little tail. Right, there is what you're going to do. Today you'll have this story, The Rainy Day, and I want you to find all the AI words in the story. Okay, that will be your worksheet to complete. Now, in this story there are 3 words that are called rule breakers. They have the AI in spelling, but the sound of those 2 letters are not the same as A. They've got a different sound, and that's what is called the exceptions. So they are called rule breakers. So on your worksheet you will see you're going to put those 3 words into the jail. Good luck, guys. Enjoy, and remember to read page 40 in your English reader. Right, so now we're going to talk about you creating your own poster. First of all, I want you to look at examples before we start. But to start your day off, of course, we have the high frequency worksheet. You first have to do sheet number 3. Then we will look at the posters and review examples. And then finally, we will do the AY digraph as well. Okay, remember the specific features we need on a great poster. So there we have a poster, and we're going to quickly talk about whether this is a great poster. Okay, it's offering you something very clearly there, neighborhood fun fair. Do you think it's a catchy heading in big letters? Yeah, that's okay. Neighborhood fun fair, not that catchy, but it's got beautiful big letters that draws your attention. Now, something I was wondering about, is it colorful and has it pictures to make you want to look at it? Yes, there's pictures, which draws your attention, but do you think this poster is colorful enough? I was wondering about it. It looks slightly boring with all the white, right? Does it provide the information you need? Yes, it does. It gives you a date and a time and a place, and then the things that will be on offer there at the fun fair. And finally, this one I was wondering about. Does it have an interesting layout? Do you think there could have been a more interesting way of laying out the poster? I want you to think about it. Let's quickly have a look at another one. Here, we're going to look at this one. It's a circus. Okay, does it offer something? Yes, definitely. The greatest of the world's circus. It's very, very big, the circus word. And then, of course, welcome as well. It is big, catchy letters, of course. It is a colorful poster, and it has that beautiful circus picture to draw your attention. It's providing us with information. Now let's have a look. It is telling you when the circus will be and what time the doors will open. It also shows you the things that they have to offer. But do we know where the circus are? Do we know what it'll cost us? So they have given us some information, but not necessarily everything. And I think the layout of this poster is absolutely beautiful. What do you think? Finally, here I have a poster that I think is absolutely fantastic. Quickly have a look. It has the big and clear the Summer Fun Fair of 2017 offering you something. And just see the catchy heading in big letters. Roll up, which like, okay, and then see you there. It's all catchy phrases to get you to come to the fair. It's a very lovely, colourful poster and beautiful pictures to draw your attention. It provides you with all the information you need, right? As well as those balloons tells us everything that they are offering at the fair. And finally, it has a very interesting layout, I think, with the colours and the way they put it out. What do you think about it? All right, so now you are going to go to your pink GDE book. You're going to open on page 88 and you're going to have a look at that poster. Then you're going to think about whether that's a good poster according to the criteria we just looked at. And then on page 89, you're going to create your own poster. Keep this criteria in mind, and even though it's not in the book, tick off if you have included everything on this little list on your poster. Right, and then I would like you to complete the Vowel Digraph AY worksheet. It is a poem where you have to find all the AY words, and you can write them any way you want in the space provided on the worksheet. You can use bubble writing, you can use rainbow writing, you can do it in any way you want. It will be 11 words that you need to find. And finally, please read page 41 in your reader. Thank you, guys.